along with like the season, like the sign season. So I already did the Aries season before, and now we're going to do the month of March and kind of get an overarching theme of what's going on. I'm going to do for all of us, and I think I will pull a card for each sign. And if it feels right to you, you don't want to watch the whole thing, I might go in and add times in for each sign, but we'll see. I don't know, I might even just do individual signs. I don't know. Right now, we're going to just go with it. So I pulled an overall energy card, and we have the attachment card. And I want to read it because I know that it's really succinct, and I do want to be a little pithier, and it just feels right. So, attachment, perceived need, and the choice to let go. Upright, this card reveals that your passage forward is being stopped by strong attachments to old patterns or people from the past. The chain at your wrist is bolted to fear from the past or desperation about the future. Although you may wear the mask of pretense or even contentment, you simply can't seem to go forward. The stuff that's keeping you stuck could be physical addictions, emotional patterns, or even old relationships. Are you living in fear, addicted to old unhealthy habits, or so desperate about the future that you can't be happy now? If so, the chains that bind you could be of your own making. This card is telling you that it's time to take the action you need to break out of your chains and move forward to an open, free, healthy, and authentically happy life. It may take some courage and effort to let go, but know that you are capable of doing it, and until you do, the energy will just repeat itself, keeping you stuck. I'm getting a lot of tingles, especially around crown chakra for that one. I think that's I'm really getting the sense of that was it that Queen song, I Want to Break Free. I want to break free. Oh, how I want to break free. That's probably totally butchered, but that's okay because I know you didn't come here for the karaoke. Um, Someone called it karaoke the other day. I was like, I love that. I might just borrow that. In any case, the affirmation says, I release attachment and choose peace. I am strong, free, and able to choose what honors me. I think that's so perfect, too, because with all of the Piscean and retrograde energy of last year, we really were, and Capricorn energy, because that card about attachment with the chain and how we do that to ourselves is very much to do with the double card in the Rider Waite deck. And also, I was talking in the Daily Vibes video about how we're removing our masks. Like other people are removing their masks. Spirits removing some people's masks to reveal to us the truth of them. And in some ways, that's good. And in some ways, it's not. Well, it's all good. But in some ways, you're gonna be hurt about what they really did. And in some ways, that'll be healing for the relationship. In other ways, it will end it in a very firm way that you will not repeat that pattern again. Um, Now, on the bottom here, I love it because we have the Angel of Strength, which very much related to the Strength card. It's also two fives. And I mean, we see 10, Wheel of Fortune, and Divine Timing. So it's likely for those of you feeling called to watch this that either you've already sprung forward into Divine Timing or you are about to. And there are divine events that are about to happen. Also, fives usually indicate changes and adventures. And I think this is really nice to see that like that's supported in there. And it's very much a Beauty and the Beast card, but I really think it's mostly liking back to both sides of us, the duality of us, but also that duality in others, and also highlighting fantasy bonds, trauma bonding versus like real life exceptions to the rule, because it's easy to confuse the two a lot of the time. I think because of that, and both of these cards are very fairy tale esque, I'm really feeling like this is I feel like over a lot of did I say March? I'm gonna have to rename this April. You know what? I wonder if I can change that now. I'll have to change that later. That's really weird that I said through that I put that I thought I knew I was thinking about April, but I said and I wrote March. Anyways, a little bit of absurdity in you, but it may be that a lot of the energy that's going to go on in April has to do with the energy that happened in March, especially if you stood strong, if you stood in your power, if you were breaking from attachments and things like that, and you're now like learning to live it up. Or if you've been in a situation where you realize you need to break free, it might be that that stuff was really highlighted for you through multiple waves through spirit in March. Anyways, I'll go back and rename that later. Right now, it'll just be fun to see What happened? And actually, you know what's funny? Now that I think about it, there's a fair amount of this energy of like delayed celebrations, delayed conversations, just delayed things. Especially, I know a lot of people that, funny enough, this year celebrated St. Patrick's Day like a week or two later. And there's been a lot of this energy of Christmas and Valentine's Day and like birthdays that happened within like the first part of the year. Like, I don't know. It's interesting. I think a lot of this stuff, especially if you listen to this card and you free yourself from attachment, that stuff's going to come in. Especially as you remove your mask, others will have to remove theirs, or show that they're wearing a mask, and then bye, Felicia. I don't know. Um, in any case, I'm going to read this Angel of Strength, personal power and inner strength. This amazing angel brings the news that this is a time of increasing power for you. It's not the time to be passive or submissive, but to speak your truth and take action on your own behalf. You are capable of taking greater control and directing your own destiny, for the power that comes from within reaches out to the universe and beyond. I don't know why, but I'm feeling this. There's a song by Leon Bridges. It's called Beyond, and it's been a pattern that's been coming up. And it's funny for me because I used to really love listening to this song, and then I stopped, and it started coming back in on its own. And there's like a line in it where he says like, "I'm scared to death that this might be it, that the shoe might fit, that the love is real." Oh, what is it? And that she might be my everything and beyond. And there's another part where he goes, do you think I'm foolish if I don't rush in? And like it could be that energy too. Like people have procrastinated either for good reasons or bad reasons. Um, but it feels like that energy of that, like that beyond energy, kind of like a romantic tint, or even like the good times, that the times that we've waited and it's been good because the masks have been revealed to us before we would have made a really stupid choice to entangle ourselves with somebody that is not good for us. Anyways, the rest of it says inner strength and unlimited resourcefulness flow through you at this time, helping you create real results. Call upon this wonderful angel and on your own inner resourcefulness to bring you the focus and resolve to do what's necessary in order to make your dreams a reality. And then the affirmation is, deep within me is an abiding strength that knows no bounds. I have all the power I need to achieve all I want. See, I knew the words in that would be really good, and that's why I really like that these, this is the shadow work, and this is the overall energy for all of us for the month of April, um, to where we have we have the strength, we have the self-discipline, we have the guidance. We're listening to our ancestors, and I think it's also in the ways that we are like that we are listening to spirit, and sometimes we might be the angel and sometimes we might be the beast, but I think we're going to see with this overall justice card energy that we're being seen for the times that we did the right thing, especially by those who previously thought that it was not nice. Like maybe you held boundaries with someone you've not held boundaries with, or maybe you stopped overgiving to a situation that was creating toxic cycles, and at first they had a bad reaction to that, and then they, like, the spirit took them through something and they realized, oh, actually I created that situation myself and I need to apologize for that. Anyways, the hot topic card, community in reverse. I'm actually curious. I don't think I've read that card in reverse. I'm going to look at it. It's card number 7. And let's see. 5 and 5 and 7 is 17. And that's very manifested wishes kind of card, and also guidance and astrology and things like that. So get yourself into an energy of joyful amazement where you can happily and faithfully expect the unexpected. And I've been seeing a lot of that energy come in too, especially return on unexpected past people and in better ways than you imagined. And also how, oh man, yeah, I think this really fits with this, on how there are times when we've decided to speak up to somebody and we were pretty sure that it was going to go really bad. And we decided to stand in our truth, be the angel of strength, and actually they really took it a lot better than we thought that they would. Or they came back later and said, you know what, I did need that, and that behavior was inappropriate, and I see it, and thank you for holding that boundary. I think we're going to see a lot more of that. Now, this community card in reverse, it strikes me as like third party situations ending that were not healthy, unhealthy community connections. Um, And I think because it's the hot topic, also because it reminds me of the Three of Cups in reverse. It's like the hot topics are about friendships that should have gotten attention and have not, and friendships that got attention and should not have, and what communities we've been surrounding ourselves in. Are they helping us upgrade? Are they helping our lives get better? Are they dragging us back? And do we have a work environment and a family environment and friendships that support us, that or that where we get treated like shit by everybody, and then we end up treating everybody else like shit, and then those people respond in kind when they get tired of us, like taking the energy from others and doing that. Like, I think it's really like, where are we giving our energy community wise? But let's find out. Number 7, hearing a motorcycle. I feel like with all this Aries energy, that motorcycles, they're becoming a theme. I think that's both the freedom, the almost like masculinity in it, the rebelliousness. I think, oh yeah, some bratty energy coming in, especially with both Aries and Libra energy. And then in midway through March, we're going to switch into Taurus energy, and that's some delicious brattiness going on in there. But we're probably going to see the other side of that, the negative aspects of brattiness, like immaturity. But I think we'll see both in there. Now, community, connection with kindred spirits. Now, in reverse, it says this card reversed indicates feelings of isolation and perhaps loneliness. There may have been a recent disconnect with old associations or even dissolution of some wider partnership. This may result in feelings of loss and grief, but take heart. It is often the case that as you shift your energy into a higher vibration, you may find that you no longer resonate with old acquaintances the way that you used to. If this is the case, it may be time to move on to more resonant associations. Let yourself network in ways that reflect your higher intentions. Meditation groups, classes, book clubs, and like are all places you may meet new acquaintances that are in closer harmony to you. You needn't allow your isolation to continue. It may take some conscious effort on your part, but now is the time to reconnect, network, and gain the sense of support that you are looking for. Affirmation: I open my life to the wonderful people around me. I make strong and beneficial connections in both my personal and professional life. I think I really want to read the upright one. I think because it's what we want to work towards, but I also feel like that energy, because it's the hot topic, meaning it's at the front of our minds, it's what's being talked about most often. I think family connections, community connections, third party situations, karmic situations, things like that is up there. But I think we're getting into the energy of this upright community card, and being number 7, that's related to the Chariot. And you're probably going to see a lot of Cancerian energy, which is related to home and family, be the kitchen in the house. um, it also have to do with food and health and things like that. How are we eating, and are we hydrating ourselves, and how are we caring for ourselves as much as others? Um, so in upright, it says the card shows 3 women celebrating, sharing ideas, and supportive energy. The light in this picture represents your ever-present spirit community as well. When this card appears upright, it indicates an association of some kind. It may be a casual connection of like minded people, joining a club or community of some sort, or even a business partnership consisting of 3 or more entities. The time is right to make such new connections as to share intentions, whether they're personal or professional. Networking and community are important parts of the human experience, and the security and sense of connection can be beneficial to all. It's true that when several people join their intentions, it accelerates their power in the energetic realm. Receiving this card puts you on notice that the universe is sending some beneficial alliances your way. Like the Happy Family card, this could also indicate a party or celebration of some kind. So I think most especially if we're facing, that's really weird. I'm just noticing. I don't know how this happened. I mean, it's conceivable because I don't have an office, but on my card, it's like scratched down here. Weirdly enough, just over the C. Like there's nothing. I guess there's a couple of scratches over the T, the C and the T. I don't know if those are important initials or are part of something for you. It's almost like somebody, like scratching somebody, like scratching out a few words. Like if we look at that, Ammu, ammuni, that wouldn't quite be a word, but it feels like almost like trying to omit something or trying to scratch something. With this in reverse, it could be a cat fight too, for all I know. I mean, you never know. That could be part of that Clash of the Titans energy, between feminines and that, and like that. You like trying, oh, you know what, with the C in there, trying to cut out something that was in the beginning, or releasing something that was in the beginning, and then with the T being the second to last at the end, maybe, and it wasn't overly scratched, like maybe there was a different situation that we were going to scratch out because we had misunderstandings about it and we decided not to, or vice versa, that there was a situation that came up later. Hello, Liara. That we were going to that we were going to keep, that came after, maybe a longer, more valuable relationship that we thought was going to be better, kind of grass the greener thing, and realized that that relationship actually cut out the old one that was better and more deeply rooted, especially with all the plants energy in there. Now, one more card from this deck is in the middle, the Thinking Woman. And I'm actually going to read this one because I remember it came up before and I could not find the book. And one, I want to know what it means. And two, I feel like it's very relevant. Um, like, I feel like it just is more important than what I might go off the top of my head. It's also card number 47, which is 11, which is related to justice, hence the Libra full moon. And well, I don't know. I almost just stopped on holding the man with the card, or man with the coin. Maybe it's got a card. Maybe it's a debit card now because of this day and age, how many men really have coins? But it might be something that actually has coins. Um, let's see, 47. Okay, the Thinking Woman, female of wisdom or understanding. Really getting a strong Capricorn Taurus vibe off of this card too. She's very green in there, very heart centered. I think the spirit to which she does things is in a positive spirit of the heart. And I think with having this Angel of Strength card in here, we've got three. So we've got the Angel of Strength, we've got the Thinking Woman, in the Attachment card it has a woman, and in the Hot Topic card we have three women in community. So I think over the month of April, I'm gonna have to correct that in the title, that we are going to see, I think Clash of the Titans energy has a lot to do with the feminine aspect. Light and dark and good and bad and who's wearing a mask and why. I have a Divine Circus card I might pull out later that talks about, like, there, what is it, the master or mistress of masks or something like that. And it talks about there are sometimes, one, it's just fun to put on a mask. Other times we might put on a mask to help somebody, even if we know that they'll think we're the bad guy. Or other times we might put on a mask to pretend like we're the good guy when we're actually either perpetuating a toxic cycle, don't know it, or we're manipulating somebody. That feels very relevant. Okay, Thinking Woman. This card shows a woman holding a book, standing before a staircase, ready to lead you to higher understanding. This woman could be a friend who helps you express and understand your feelings, or she could be a teacher brought to your life at this time to take you in a new direction. This could also be a new love interest with a woman who is thoughtful, conscious, and aware. Or, like the Thinking Man, the card could represent a side of yourself that's ready to blossom and bring clarity and assistance to the world. If so, find your voice and let your wisdom shine. Affirmation: I open my mind and heart to my own inner wisdom. I am thoughtful, focused, and clear. You know, I want to read the reverse aspect of this too. I think this makes sense, especially with the duality of feminine energy in this reading in here. It says, reverse, this card could represent a difficult time for your own personal growth. You may be feeling confused about your personal purpose or disconnected from your heart's true path. Look within and open up to your own inner guidance. Trust your intuition about what you need to learn in order to move on. The Thinking Woman reverse could also indicate a woman who is misleading you or giving you misinformation of some sort. Be aware and set boundaries. Remember, your own spirit is always your best guide. That's good. That's a lot of focus on trusting yourself, too, which I think is a big energy for April. All right. So we've got those cards. We know our overall energy for everybody in terms of that. And we're going to get some details here. Oh, man. You know what? I think, let me make sure that I have them in here. I really need to go through my basket and redo my cards again. I think we'll do one of these shamanic cards, and then we'll do Divine Circus, and then Rider Thwaite. Although we'll see, because I'm really enjoying this energy of not taking life that seriously, so I might just mix it up just because. Oh, wow, this is interesting. Look, when I picked up the cards, one of my Rider Thwaite cards is on there. And I don't typically do these cards in reverse. I keep them upright, but it's interesting because it's on prayer in reverse, and it says hope, which I would think would be one, it's like trying to get to hope, but also kind of feeling hopeless. And also, I have this strong sense of like, I mean, looking at this, like prayer, like spell work, can be used inappropriately. I think that has sense. Now, what's funny, look at what the card is. I'm going to hold this card out. I think what's relevant in here um, is two things. One, deceptiveness, and especially through circusry, creating chaos and things like that, which can be light and dark. And then also strategy. This is also kind of like a chess card. It's also a cheater's card, and carrying too many burdens, taking things that are not yours, and also like thinking ahead. It can, and it's also because you see him looking behind him. A lot of times, it's because it's swords. It's thinking about past situations, examining them. And seven is related to that chariot card, so there's some sort of momentum in those areas. Interesting. Prayer, hope. Do I want to keep that card? Do I want to shuffle more? I'm going to do something crazy. I'm just going to keep that as our energy. I think that it's important that it came up this way with this card in upright. But I also think that this is turning to this, most especially if you have been really getting grounded in your practice of getting to gratitude, of getting to higher vibration, of releasing attachments, and it's probably a good idea to smudge. Smudge a lot over the next, oh man, smudge. If you have, this is funny because I'm just realizing a pattern that's already been pre-set up for me over the next month that I didn't even think about. Um, if you have a way that you like to pray, especially within community that's good for you, that connects you to the universe, it could be sweat lodges, it could be going to church, it could be coven gatherings, it could be all sorts of things. This is a good time to get into that. It's really good. And I think with all this energy in here too, this very Aries color, and like a lot of solar plexus energy, and we see that in here, and there's plenty of that in the energy cards that we had. I think it's really, really relevant. So this is also a good month to pray. And I think most especially if you know somebody who's been deceptive. In fact, I'm going to say this: anybody that you know that has been deceptive, whether for good reasons or bad reasons or anything, pray for them, like genuinely. Even if this is somebody who's hurt you, or somebody who's trapping someone else in a karmic relationship or anything, just pray for them. Swords are a lot of times about clarity. Pray for clarity for yourself, and it'll be reflected around you in others too. Like, just, good energy there. And pray for yourself. I think that's really, really important. I think that's a part of self-care, is pray for yourself. Give yourself that same energy that you so lovingly give to others. All right, so let's do our divine circus cards. I absolutely love these cards. I think we'll do, they have a little bit longer meanings to them. I think we'll do two, because we're doing a whole month. All right. Thank you, Spirit, for two cards for the month of March for the collective. Oh, all right, we got this one. Pinhead Puncello. I don't think I've ever read this one. 24, which is related to 6, so choices between the head and heart. This person kind of she looks sad. It's funny, she looks like she's all dressed up, and she's even got somewhere to go, and maybe she's even on the stage, and it's her show, and she's miserable. I don't know what we'll read about that. And also, her outfit looks like intentionally deceptive. A lot of optical illusions in there. This might be somebody who speaks funny or has a hard time with verbiage. Let's see if we can get one more card. Sorry if you're hearing that vibrating. I'm getting a call, and I'll have to get to that soon. Oh, all right, perfect. We got, I'm laughing to get this card. Death shall not take him. If any of you have been thinking there's a situation, oh, look at that. Divine disguise. I might even include that one. Oh, yeah, and on Hot Topic, Duke of Shadows. Let's just do it. Let's go all the way. Ooh, and the Red Countess. I think if there's anybody, male, female, anything, or even yourself, um, that you felt like it seems more exterior usually when we get this card. It's somebody else that you feel like was is lost to a situation, an addiction, a karmic relationship, a bad job, anything like that, that you feel like they're lost to it. They're not. They're not. And because of the attachment stuff in there, release them anyways and actually release them with faith. Death shall not take them. I don't know what this card's about, but that pinhead punchnello, yeah, oh, punchinello will not trick them if that's what it's about. It does feel very much one foot in, 1 foot out sort of thing. Somebody who's maybe been in indecision, really feeling called to the blue eyes on this. It might be somebody that's got either blue eyes or really intense eyes in some sort of way. They're probably very tired and they're probably not doing too well in life. And I am seeing it's interesting. So on on the one side, it does say death shall not take him, but it looks kind of like on the upward side, it's like a feminine, or excuse me, that's weird. That's a masculine. Maybe it's a feminine who's being in masculine energy. I don't know, or it could be a masculine who's being in feminine energy. Which I just learned a fun fact that when men do not produce enough testosterone on their own, especially if they're like going into a really committed relationship or things like that, they're limiting their options, that they can actually get very bitey and confrontational and exhibit toxic feminine issues and stuff like that, which is really interesting. Um, but the other side of it looks like a stone feminine, almost somebody who has been like hit, like they looked at Medusa. You know what I mean? Maybe that's part of the energy. Let's see. Okay, where's my book? My book. What is it that red countess kind of reminds me of the energy of Winifred from Hocus Pocus, of book, come to mommy, right? Okay. See, this isn't good. Do I not have the book in here? I always have that book with me. Of course, I've got a lot in my bag of tricks these days because I don't have my own car to drive right now. It's one of my goals. I have a car, but it immediately broke after I got it. Well, I don't think the book is in here with me, which is fine because I think that we can go off of what we know on here. I think there's a lot of root chakra issues, and I'm just going to go ahead and go with that. That this is somebody that's kind of like, I almost imagine like an adult woman who really, really, like say she's in her like late 40s, early 40s or 50s, and she really wanted to have the birthday party she always wanted to have when she was like 5. And she wanted all the stuff. She wanted the cupcakes. She wanted all the presents, more presents you can imagine. She wanted a pony ride. She wanted all the things. She wanted all the attention. But now as an adult, it's like she wants all your money. She wants all your attention. She wants all the control. She wants all this stuff. And even when she gets it, she's miserable. That's what it kind of feels like. And she's put on a lot of garb and a lot of pompery to like make it look like she's got everything, and make it so that you can't really see her. You can't really see, is she skinny or is she fat? Is she pregnant or is she not pregnant? Is she good or bad? You can't really see that. I think it's a lot about the illusions of it. And then to have death shall not take him, especially as card number 3, it's related to the Empress card. I think that there's a fair amount of energy going on in March, especially with the prayer card and with the Seven of Swords in there, that there may have been somebody that you've already been praying for, that you know has been deceptive. However, they might also be in a situation that like they never should have been in the first place, and it's not as simply as easy as walking away. And they have to be more strategic about doing it. Um, but I think if you've seen, especially masculine energies, but in general, if you've seen anyone that they're being extra crabby, or they're pushing you away, or they've been extra immature, or even I'm going to say to a degree narcissistic, um, it it's likely that they feel like they've had to give into a situation, but that spirit's going to come in, and that it's actually not. It's a mask. It's a divine mask. And you too may have been in a situation where you've been wearing a divine mask, especially with that attachments card in there. Sometimes we do have to put on a mask that for self-care, to not show that we feel, to not show, and it's a duality, because especially if you really prize and appreciate authenticity and being genuine, it can be difficult to reel it back and hold the impulse to be genuine. But I think that because we've done that, because they've done that, I think that we're going to see a big turnaround on those that either everyone else has told us, like, let it go, or we have seen, or we've felt like, I'm just gonna let it go. It's not going anywhere, And or I was gonna say, the if everyone else has told us, but we know there's something. That's what that card speaks to. I have read that one. It's very much like everything in the 3D indicates they're gone, but you have that intuitive knowing that it's there, and they come around. They wow you, especially if you can get out of any cynical, critical, bitter, resentful energies, and you can allow yourself to glow up when others would maybe expect you to fall down or stay down or anything like that. I think you're going to see that others join you. They come up in vibration with you, and probably those people that you maybe thought wouldn't, like, no matter how nice you were to them, how good you were to them, anything of that they wouldn't come up there with you, they're gonna now, especially now that if you're releasing the situation to spirit. Now, let's do Rider's Waite. Now we already have that one card happening now. Yeah, I bet it is. So we already have the one card. We know that that's definitely overall energy for April. But let's pull, let's say, 2 or 3 cards for our overall energy. And I think I'm going to use these Rider Waite cards, just basic ones, to, you know what, I'll do separate readings for each sign. That'll be easier. Thank you, Spirit, for 1 to 2 cards on the energies for April 2021. Oh, interesting. Okay, so we have, it's funny, more swordsy stuff. On the bottom, we have the 5 of Swords in reverse. And we have the Magician and the Wheel of Fortune that came out. I think I'm going to have to cut this thing short. My dad is calling, so I'm going to have to figure out what's going on. It might be something needed. So I'm going to say overall that what this is showing us is that we're being initiated to end confusion. And this card is resolutions, and it's the time of resting after a battle. And I think that especially if we've confronted anyone who's been deceptive, whether we know they're good or not, like confronting all of that, doing all that stuff has been really good. And I think that it means that we're going to take this energy and go to this maybe in May. I don't know. But I think that also indicates divine intervention. I mean, come on, the Magician and the Wheel of Fortune reverse. I think we're really going to see, too, because of all the mercurial energy in there, like Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy, how we use our words and how other people use our words and what intentions we are setting or having set for us. All right. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I'll catch you in the next video.